The briefing that they gave to us today essentially validates what we had been saying all along from our port engineers, that the condition of the waterfront isn't as grave and serious as they may have thought it to be originally.
DOD's Inspector General previously called for the total replacement of the wharf. This replacement would have costed the port $100 million or more, which in turn would have meant that the port would have had to use the $50 million loan from the USDA along with the $50 million grant from DOD that was originally intended for the port's modernization efforts. The Port Board then had its own analysis conducted, which instead recommended a balanced approach, whereby the wharf is repaired at a significantly lower cost of roughly $12 to $15 million. This balanced approach would extend the life of the wharf as opposed to completely replacing it, and then allow the port to use the remaining funds from the USDA and DOD towards upland improvements. DOD then asked MARAD to conduct a risk assessment analysis to determine whether or not the port's findings were feasible.
We're heartened to hear that this is a validation of what we've been saying all along, that waterfront facility is very stable as it is right now for the next 20 years. I think it's probably even a little bit longer than that, given the engineering report that we had commissioned 4 years ago, which indicated at that point in time there was at least 30 years in there.
Taringo says that MARAD is no longer pushing for the $100 million total replacement of the wharf.
The big fix, comprehensive replacement that the federal stakeholders had speculated could have been required for that looks like that's off the table, and that's very, very heartening news.
So what about the port's modernization plans?
I think we're on the verge of significant breakthroughs here in the next couple of weeks here, insofar as getting shovels into the ground, the finalization of the environmental impact studies, getting the contracts out to the public for the contractors to start all of the work and the comprehensive modernization plans. Just as there was a pause with this whole military buildup, there was a pause on the part of the federal partners in this project down here to look at the condition of that waterfront. We've put everything back in play now, in play mode. It looks like we're able to come back to the table for the initial balanced approach that we have for not just waterside improvements, but for the uplands improvements down here at the port.